Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Annual Northern Ireland Know Before You Go webinar. We're just going to give everybody a few minutes to get in and then we'll get us started. All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Annual Northern Ireland Know Before You Go webinar. We're excited to welcome you all to Queen's University Belfast this fall. Before we get started, just a couple quick housekeeping notes. This webinar will be recorded and uploaded to the Northeastern Global First Year Program webinar channel. So please feel free to rewatch as much as you need to. You'll also need to attest that you've watched this. So make sure you log into Canvas after in a couple days to do that. We are also using the Q&A function in today's webinar. So if you have any questions, please drop all of your questions into the Q&A and our team will be able to answer those for you as well. So let's get started. Just to talk a little bit about what we're going to be covering today, we're going to do some introductions of our team. We're going to give you an overview of Northern Ireland and Belfast and Queens, the areas that you'll be living in. We'll talk a little bit about excursions, programming, housing, things you need to know for visas and traveling. And then we'll give you a good overview of our important dates and what you need to start thinking about, action steps, and thinking about for the next couple of weeks and the future, so you're ready for the fall. Let me start with some introductions. My name is Alana Christopher. I am an assistant director on the International First Year Programs team working with the Northern Ireland site. And I'm so excited to welcome you all to NU in Northern Ireland. Let me pass it over to Dylan to introduce himself.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the NUN program for Northern Ireland. My name is Dylan Maurer. I am an associate director in the Office of Global Student Success, and I work to support the program from the Student Life Office in Boston. I will pass it over to Amber.
Hello, everyone. My name's Amber Atta. I'll be the program supervisor on site and very excited to see you all in less than a month. Over to you, Taylor.
Hi, everyone. It is so good to have you here today. My name is Taylor Pratt. I am the Student Success Manager that will be on site, and I work with Dylan in the Office of Global Student Success to oversee student life on site. Allie, to you.
Thank you, Taylor. My name's Ali Larkin. I'm the Partnership Manager here at Queen's, and I will become a very familiar face to all of you over the coming months, and we look forward to welcoming you to campus on the 6th of September. Over to you, Rachel.
Hi, so I'm Rachel Savage, so I'm the NUN coordinator here at Queen's. So yeah, I really look forward to working with both Amber and Taylor when they're here, and also to welcoming you whenever you arrive in a month's time.
Here, we have our lovely team of student success coordinators in addition to Amber and myself. These 5 lovely folks will be joining students on site, and these will be your touch points throughout the semester. So you'll be seeing a lot of these folks throughout the semester. So they are on this call. You won't get to meet them today, but they'll be on site with us and you'll get to see a lot of them throughout the semester.
Thank you, Taylor. Okay, everyone. It is so lovely to be on this webinar this afternoon. We have lots to go through, and I hope that this gives you a flavour of what's to come up in the programme over the next 4 months and gives you a flavour of and some context of where you're going to be living as well. So just to kick this off, we're going to show you a quick video, and I hope it gives you some excitement of where you're going to be living over the next few months. Enjoy.
When you get on the trails, you can read about them, but you don't know what to expect.
You can take a photo of it, but you can't explain to people what you're actually seeing without them seeing it too.
By the time you get to the end of the hike, you know, it looks like you're in a fairy tale.
It's hard to put into words the experience that you'll have coming here. It's kind of a once in a lifetime thing.
Three words I would use to describe Northern Ireland would definitely be breathtaking, mystical,
Adventurous.
Some of my favorite things about traveling is, one, the butterflies that you get in your stomach.
The exposure to meeting new cultures, new faces, new people.
The people of Northern Ireland, I would definitely say they're very giving.
It really feels like you're welcomed into the culture. You don't feel like an outcast.
People want to know the real you.
The longer you're here, the more you just kind of get used to the rain, you embrace it.
You can tell that there's age and tradition.
Every little nook and cranny is, more interesting than the last.
Stepping off the plane at George Best Airport, it was kind of awe-inspiring. Just seeing everything in real life.
Northern Ireland is everything that I thought it would be and more. I've experienced so much in my time here and got to meet so many people and changed a lot, so I love it. It's gonna make me cry. I'm sorry.
That video still gives me goosebumps, so I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and hopefully that gave you a flavour of what Northern Ireland looks like in a wider context outside of Belfast, and hopefully it's making you excited about the next few weeks ahead. I just wanted to explain a bit more about Belfast. We are quite unique here. We're geographically part of the island of Ireland, but politically, we are part of the United Kingdom alongside Scotland, England, and Wales. So that is quite unique. And with that uniqueness, there's lots of nuances you're going to come across when you're in Belfast. There's definitely a blend of British and Irish identities here, and you'll notice through traditions and sports and holidays that we celebrate, you'll probably experience some of that when you're here, and I think that's quite exciting and quite interesting. So we really encourage you to immerse yourself as much as possible with the locals here through sports and with other students in maybe Queen's Elms and on campus as well. So you just go on to the next slide. I just wanted to show you a few photographs of Belfast today. Of course, we've gone through a massive regeneration in the last 2 decades. We do have a troubled past, which you'll hear about so much in our cultural modules that you've signed up to. But today we are a vibrant young city. We're small and we're compact and we're walkable. And I think it's quite nice for undergraduate students to start their study experience in a small city where it's not overwhelming. Belfast City Centre is just a 15-minute walk from Queen's campus. I think that nice welcoming feel will come across very quickly to you. We're known for our culture, our music, our nightlife. Within about 15 minutes outside the city, you're in the most beautiful nature, lots of mountain walks. You can see a picture of Belfast Castle there on the right-hand side. All of this is within a very short distance of the city. And one other thing I wanted to mention is that Belfast is the lowest cost of living in all of the cities in the UK as well, because we're not part of the mainland. It means we're slightly more affordable. So if you just want to go on to the next slide there, Amber. Of course, we can't skip by academics because this is the main part of your program. It's the core part of your program, what you're going to be experiencing in Northern Ireland here at Queen's. And I just wanted to give you a brief overview of what your study program, your academic program is going to look like. So you'll have already met with your academic advisor, most likely in the last month, and signed up to 4 modules. 3 of those are core and 3 of those are very much aligned to the major that you are studying at Northeastern. And 1 module will be the cultural module. The 3 core modules will be 20 credits each, and your cultural modules 10 credits. So you will have a total of 70 credits to transfer back into Northeastern on your second semester. And depending on what major you're studying and what subject you've chosen to study at Queen's, you will be studying through a range of different methods. So lectures, smaller seminars and workshops. If you're studying chemistry or physics, for example, you'll probably spend quite a lot of time in the labs every week. And as part of the cultural module, we really want to get you out and about, and there's lots of field trips planned in each of the cultural modules. So you'll get to go to like the linen mills and like tours of the peace walls and all sorts of things like that. So it's already integrated into your program, and hopefully will give you a real sense and immerse you in the culture here in Belfast very quickly. You will, I think it's next week, receive your credentials email from Queen's. In that email, you'll get information about how to go through the registration process and enrollment process. And once you go through all of those stages, you'll get your personalised timetable as well, and you'll be able to see the modules that you've signed up for. We just go on to the next slide. Assessment, unfortunately, is part of the program here, as it would be in every NUN site. And again, depending on what your major is, what subject you've chosen, the assessment method will be quite different. So if you've chosen calc, for example, you might have a class test every week. If you've chosen a more arts and humanities subject like sociology or maybe psychology, you might have a written essay that you need to submit halfway through the semester, maybe an exam at the end. So you can see there'll be lots of different types of assessment depending on what subject you've chosen. Your classes officially end on the 5th of December, and then there will be an exam period between the 8th and the 12th of December. So just keep that in mind. We wanted to kind of highlight tonight or today about emphasis on self-study. This is not high school anymore. So where you might have been spoon-fed the information, coming to university, you will be expected to go to the library yourself, pick up your reading lists and read books by yourself. They won't tell you to do it. You'll be expected to do that every week. And that is a change. We appreciate that. But if you follow the schedule, you're going to be okay. One other thing we wanted to highlight is grade equivalencies. So the grades at Queen's might be like slightly different to what you'd be used to in the States, or wherever you're coming from. So in the past, we've had panic students where they think a 75 is not a good mark, but it's absolutely fantastic. That would be an A equivalency at Northeastern. So you might want to screen grab this slide. We'll obviously give you this information at the welcome session on Monday the 8th of September as well. Just not to panic when you get your first grades here at Queen's. You will probably have done very well. If you just go on to the next slide. We have a range of academic support available to you. Don't feel that you're ever on your own. The wraparound care for the NUN programme at Queen's is absolutely fantastic. If any of you were at the PDO in Boston a couple of weeks ago, you would have met two of our academic leads for the programme, Professor Philip McGowan and Professor Andy McDowell. They are so involved in the programme and they're available to you. In fact, we have a slot every Monday where if you have problems with or issues or questions about the programme overall, you can jump onto a call with them or have a coffee with them to talk those through. But of course, you would also have your module convener, your lab demonstrators, your peer mentors, and there's office hours every week for the courses that you've chosen. So you have a host of information and support there. So just you need to tell us if you're struggling. Don't sit in silence. You know, let someone know if you're having any issues. We're there to support you. And of course, you've got Taylor's amazing team. You've got Taylor and her 5 coordinators who are there to support you every single day as well. So use all of us if you have any queries. Don't sit in silence. I also wanted to touch on accessible learning. If you just go back, sorry. Yeah. I wanted to touch on accessible learning. So if you have any additional requirements, where anything at all, whether it be a physical disability or if it might be something like dyslexia or anything at all that you might require additional support for, please let us know. You can come through to myself. I can send you the questionnaire we need you to complete with our accessible learning team. If we know about it in advance, we can support you. There's no point in telling us halfway through the semester that you've got an issue. We want to be able to support you and give you the best possible start, the smoothest start. But if we don't know the information, we can't put measures in place to support you. So please come forward, if at all possible, before you arrive. We have a great team here who will be able to talk through what support we can give you, and hopefully that's comforting in some way. And then we also have exceptional circumstances. So unfortunately, life happens. Things can happen when you're away from home. You might get a fever, or you might break an arm, hopefully not, or there might be a bereavement in the family. We hope none of these things happen, but it's just to give you the comfort that we also have measures in place to support you during those times. These are called exceptional circumstances. You can apply for these through the Queen's portal once you get access to it. And this means that we might be able to give you additional support, extra time for an assessment, all sorts of different, an extension, all sorts of different support depending on what your circumstances. So definitely bear that in mind as well. And there is a process around it, and we'll talk a bit more about it when you arrive on campus on the 8th of September. And I'm just going to pass you over to my lovely colleague, Rachel, who you'll also get to know very well over the next couple of months.
Thank you, Alec. So I'm just going to go very quickly through some important dates that you can maybe put into your diaries for the semester ahead. So you're going to be arriving on campus on September the 6th. That's a month away now today. You'll be arriving in Belfast. So you'll be arriving into Belfast City Airport. And we'll all be there to greet you at the airport. So Taylor and Amber and all the coordinators as well. So you'll get a lovely welcome whenever you arrive here. And then from there, you will get a bus or a coach up to Elms Village. So that's where you'll be staying during the semester as well. So then from September the 7th to the 12th, you will have your on-location orientation. So that'll be the welcome program that we have created for you here during your time at Queen's. So on the Sunday, you'll get a lovely breakfast from us, and also a chance to meet your family groups, and also a chance to go to IKEA as well, so that you're able to get necessary things for your flat And then on Monday, the 8th of September, you will have your welcome day, and that will be in the Ulster Museum. So that's not too far away from the Queen's campus. It's just right beside it, really. And that's, again, you'll get to hear a lot more about the academic side of things, but also what Queen's has to offer you in terms of clubs and society. So what different opportunities are available to you when you're here, but also the different services that are available. So like what Ali said there in the last slides, the likes of accessible learning support and the wellbeing service and all that there. So there's a lot of different things or services to help you when you're here, and a lot of things to get involved in as well. You'll also be doing, so if you're doing chemistry or physics, you will also have class inductions that week as well. So then your first day of classes will be Monday, the 15th of September. So then hopefully you'll be able to get into the rhythm of the semester as well, and get to know your timetable really well. Your last day of classes will be Friday, the 5th of December. And then the week following that, you will have finals and final assessments and everything to wrap up the semester. Another important date to remember or to note is Saturday, the 13th of December. So that will be your farewell banquet dinner. So that will be a lovely way to round off the semester before you head back on Monday, the 15th of December. So that's your departure date, when you will return back home for the holiday period before starting back in Boston in January. So next slide. So I get to do the fun part now. So whenever you're here, it's not all just about the academics. So you'll be having 3 field trips when you're here. So the first one will be to the Causeway Coast, and that will be on Sunday, the 14th of September. So just the day before you start your classes. So we'll start off by going to the Glenshane Country Farm, which is up in the Glenshane Pass. And that is with a farmer called Jamesy McCloy. So you'll get to meet him, and you'll get to meet his herd of sheep, and you'll also get to meet his sheepdogs as well. And you'll maybe get to see sheep being sheared. So it's went down a storm for the past couple of years with the students. It seems to be a really enjoyable event for them, and hopefully it will be for you too. So after that, we'll then go to the Causeway Coast, and you'll get to see the Giant's Causeway as well. So that's actually a World Heritage UNESCO site, and I don't think any trip to Northern Ireland is complete if you haven't done the Giant's Causeway. So you'll get to do that within the first couple of weeks of you being here. The second trip then is to Ulster Rugby. So then that'll be on Friday, the 26th of September. So you'll have had a couple of weeks of classes and everything, and hopefully you will be all settled in to your semester abroad. So Ulster Rugby, it'll be in the Kingspan Stadium, so not too far away from Elms Village, and you'll get to experience a bit of local culture, a bit of local sport that you maybe haven't been accustomed to before, and it'll be a really nice atmosphere. So I think they're playing a Welsh rugby team as well, so it'll be a bit of a rivalry, a bit of a competition, so it'll be quite nice to see. So then our final trip will be the overnight trip, and that's exploring County Armagh and County Down. So here the cohort will be split into 2 groups. So the first group will go on the 11th to the 12th of October. So that's a Saturday, Sunday. And then the second group will go on the following week. So that's the 18th to the 19th of October. So here you'll get to explore a lot of the country and a lot of the countryside. So it's not just all about Belfast. You'll get to see Hillsborough Castle. You'll get to go to an orchard. So County Armagh, it's really well known for its apples and its orchards and everything. So you'll get to try their apple juice and things like that. And you'll get to see some traditional Irish soda bread being made. You'll also then be able to see the Mourne coastal route and everything on the Sunday as well. And that's another just really nice, stunning bit of scenery. So it's a nice part to see another part of Northern Ireland. Okay, next slide. So you'll be staying in Elms Village whenever you're here. So that's in BT9. So it's in the BT9 postcode, which is why it's also called Elms BT9. You will have a single room whenever you're there and an ensuite to yourself as well, so you don't have to share a room with anybody or anybody else. But you will be sharing a kitchen and a common area. So there'll be 10 to 11 students per flat. And then also within Elms Village, you'll have the treehouse, which is a nice sort of social area where you can meet with the rest of your cohort and also other local Queen's students as well. And there's some laundry facilities there as well, so you don't have to travel too far to do your laundry. And then whenever you're there as well, you'll get your bed pack, so you don't need to bring any of that with you in your suitcase. So that'll be there on your arrival. So that will include duvet, sheets and pillow, and then kitchen packs are also included. So basic cutlery and crockery is also provided. So that's Elms Village. So next steps. So as you maybe know, NUN students don't need to apply for Queen's housing, so you're automatically allocated a room. So most of you will have received details from the accommodation team by now, and some will still be waiting. And then your contract will run from the 6th of September, so the day of your arrival, and then it will last until Monday the 15th of December, so the day of your departure as well. And then all NUN students will be housed together and all students will have the same facilities. So regardless of what flat you're in, you'll have the same facilities. And it's also important to note that under 18 students will be housed together and will have an NUN staff member on their floor as well.
My name is Sinead McGuinness. I'm the Business Development Manager at Queen's Accommodation. We are delighted to welcome the students from Northeastern University to the City of Belfast and in particular to Queen's Accommodation Elms BT9. We will ensure that you will have a wonderful time staying with us in this purpose-built student village accommodation. Be rest assured you will be very safe with us. We have a 24-hour reception and security team to look after you.
Hello everyone at Northeastern University. My name is Michael Gregory. I am the Resident Student Experience and Support Manager here at Queen's Accommodation. It is my responsibility to make sure your time at Queen's is fun, but also that you feel safe and secure and very much a part of our community.
Hello everyone, my name is Neve and I am the Residential Support and Events Manager here at Queen's Accommodation. It is my responsibility to ensure all students staying with us feel supported and that the Residential Life Team deliver their 3 campaigns. This includes a campaign on sustainability, equality, diversity and inclusion, and health and wellbeing. Now, let's meet the team.
Hi everyone, I'm Philippa, one of the Residential Life Coordinators in Queen's Accommodation. In Residential Life, we believe in creating a positive experience for all our residents, regardless of their faith, race, gender, ethnicity, or sexual orientation. We have a diverse range of events to celebrate the diversity of our community, such as the 4th of July, Diwali, Eid Mubarak, and Chinese New Year.
Hi, my name is Jane. I'm one of the Residential Life Coordinators here at Queen's Accommodation. A big part of residential life is promoting health and well-being. We do this as part of our weekly programme with events such as wellbeing walks, yoga, comfort food evenings, as well as sensory events. We also are here to generally promote a sense of community and encourage residents to build friendships. Another aspect of our role is supporting students who need that little bit of extra help. We're a first point of contact and we'll signpost you on to other appropriate services.
Hello, my name is Nicole and I'm the Environmental Assistant within the Residential Life Team. Behind me is our community garden and allotment in which we regularly run gardening sessions to teach and immerse students in nature. All the food grown in our allotment is then donated to our community fridge where anyone on site can enjoy.
Hi there, my name is Chris McLaughlin. I'm part of the allocations team in Queen's Accommodation. This will be your new home this coming September. Come with me to take a look around. On arrival, you'll be given a key fob that looks like this. That will get you into your block onto your floor and your bedroom. Each floor consists of 11 rooms with a common room kitchen area in the middle where you can cook with your flatmates or hang out in the social area. Let's go take a look. This will be your kitchen space while living here. So as you can see, we have cookers. Also, we provide you with a toaster, a kettle and a microwave. There's plenty of lockable space here so you can keep all of your belongings secure. Over in the lounge area of the common room, we have a table and chairs, a big window bringing in lots of light. Then you have your comfortable seating area with a television. Now on to the bedroom. As I mentioned earlier, you'll have a key fob that'll get you in and out of your room. The bedroom consists of a single bed with bedding provided, storage, study desk, notice boards, and amenities like internet ports and extra sockets as shown. On this side of the room, we have a mirror, shelving, and a hanging rail, perfect for hanging up your coats. And up here, we have another storage space, perfect if you're traveling a long distance, such as from the US, for suitcases and bags. So this is an ensuite room. So in here, you'll have a shower, a toilet, and a sink with your own vanity unit included.
My name's Mikey Pritchard. I'm head of accommodation at Queen's. I hope you enjoyed that tour around our accommodation, and we're all looking forward to welcoming you soon.
So hopefully that gives you a flavour of what to expect whenever you spend your semester here at Queen's. So that's where you'll be staying for the semester. So I hope you get to see that it's a really nice sort of student village. So yeah, I'll now pass you back to Ali, who's going to talk to you about all things visa related.
Thank you, Rachel. Okay, so now we've gone through Belfast, we've gone through academics, and we've touched on housing. There's a few more things we want to bring up on the webinar tonight that you might have questions about. So in terms of your visa, so if it is applicable for you to apply for your visitor visa in advance, please, I hope that that's already happened or in the process. So this doesn't apply to US nationals, but it will apply to other international students. All non-visa students, so US citizens, must apply for electronic travel authorization in advance. So this is mandatory. It's a new regulation of regulation of the UK VI. This is basically your permission to enter the UK. So you please do this if you haven't done it already. It is a quick online process. It's about $21. And it's valid for a couple of years. So please put that in your checklist if you haven't done it already. Please also check that you have 6 months validity on your passport. It would be a bit of a nuisance if you came here and you didn't have 6 months on your passport. It would mean going home mid-semester, which wouldn't be ideal. So just check that out as well. Always keep your boarding passes. And if you are flying into the Republic of Ireland, which I believe some students are, you will need to keep your boarding pass. You will need to keep evidence of travelling into the UK from the Republic of Ireland. That might be a bus ticket or a train ticket or a car hire documentation. So keep all of those because you will need to present them at your visa and matriculation appointment at the end of your welcome week. We do recommend that you travel through London, but I understand some people have boots through Dublin. So if you have any questions, I really encourage you to get in contact with our team of experts and with all things visas at Queen's via the email address iss@qub.ac.uk. Okay, so for those students who need to apply for their visitor visa in advance, you will have already received probably long ago your letters of admissions from Queen's and your visitor visa letters, which should give you all the guidance that you need to apply for your visitor visa in advance. You can do it through the www.gov.uk website. It does take 3 to 4 weeks, so hopefully anyone that's had to apply for their visa advance has already done so or are in the middle of the process. It does cost about £127 and you'll need to attend a biometrics appointment as well. And you will need all of the documents listed here as part of that appointment: your passport, your visitor visa letter, your letter of acceptance from Queen's, the qualification, the programme you're coming to study here at Queen's, and some evidence that you'll be able to support your trip financially while you're here, so some bank statements as well. I also wanted to touch on health and safety while you're here. So when you come to Belfast to study abroad as an international student, you won't be able to access the National Health Service unless it's an emergency. Of course, if it is an emergency and you've broken your leg or something like that, you can access our accident and emergency department at our local hospital. It's called the Royal Victoria Hospital. However, if you have a sore throat or you need a course of antibiotics, we have a couple of private hospitals that we would recommend. The Ulster Independent and Kingsbridge Hospital. Northeastern will have all of these details as part of their Crisis 24 app. And I would recommend, if you have regular medication that you take, that you get in touch with these hospitals in advance to make sure they have the same one or an equivalent that you can access while you're here. Of course, if there's no validity on your prescription, you can bring a full course of medication with you in your suitcase. The emergency number here in the UK is 999. And if you have any further questions regarding your insurance or healthcare in advance of coming here, we recommend you contact the My Travel Plans at northeastern.edu. Use that email address, please. We're now going to show a short video by our safety manager here at Queen's, called Richard Sheridan. He will take you through some of the precautions we have here in campus with regards to security and safety, and I hope it gives you some reassurance of the level of security that we have here on the main campus.
Hello everyone, my name is Richard Sheridan, the Security Manager here at Queen's University Belfast. The University Security team is really looking forward to welcoming Northeastern University students to the university this September. Moving to a new city and home is a superb adventure. We know that you will be both excited and perhaps a little nervous about the semester ahead. So I want to put you and your parents at ease about your safety and security whilst here at Queen's University. Firstly, our security team are very experienced working alongside students. They understand challenges and pressures linked with studying, can recognise on-campus problems quickly, and most importantly, they know their job is to create an environment that is safe, secure, and conducive to learning. The Queen's campus is located in the heart of Belfast, the capital city of Northern Ireland. Belfast is a small place by comparison to most American cities. With almost 400,000 people, the city has a small town feel, making it friendly and easy to navigate. Most students navigate the city on foot, as we have excellent pedestrian walkways and lots of peaceful green spaces to explore. The Queen's campus is almost 200 years old and is surrounded by a buzzing, diverse community, making it the ideal location for students from across the world. This academic year, we have almost 4,000 international students from over 90 different countries. You will be joining a student population made up of local Northern Irish students, as well as students from Great Britain, Ireland, and places further afield, such as Asia, the Middle East, and Africa. It is important to us that our students feel safe and at ease while they're here at Queen's. And we are delighted that in the last International Student Barometer, 96% of current international students were satisfied with their safety and security. Furthermore, in the UK Crime Survey 2021-2022, Belfast was deemed the safest region in the UK. During your time at Queen's, you will benefit from our safety and security measures, which include 24-hour, 365 days a year uniformed guarding, immediate on-campus incident response, 24-hour monitoring of CCTV and alarms, 10 staff on duty during the day and up to 34 staff on duty at night, mostly based at the student housing and the Macleay Library, which are 2 student hotspots. Our security team are friendly and approachable, and should students have any concerns or need to speak with any member of the team, they can reach them 24/7, 365 days a year on our campus security line. We also work closely in partnership with our university colleagues in the library, student accommodation, and the public and community engagement unit. And externally, we have excellent working relationships with Northern Ireland Fire and Rescue Service, the Police Service of Northern Ireland, and Belfast City Council. This ensures that our thinking is joined up, linked in with local emergency services, and that we can deliver a comprehensive and holistic safety and security plan tailored to meet student needs. We know that you're going to have a great time here in Belfast, and you will find plenty of people across the campus here to support you, from our student wellbeing team in One Elmwood through to our residential life team at your accommodation. Enjoy your semester abroad, stay safe, look out for each other as you embark on your big adventure to university.
Oh, sorry, everyone, that was me. So if you have a moment, if you could just scan the QR, this is the Crisis 24 app. This will allow, you have to be a Northeastern student, you have to register with your Northeastern email, and this is an app that you can use to make sure that you receive updates on any emergencies that are happening in Belfast or wherever you are traveling around in Europe. And you can use that just as a support of, hey, I need help with, I lost my passport or anything. That's more of a guidance app. This is what it looks like. You'll turn on your notifications and your location, so just that it keeps everyone aware of where you are and what kind of support you might need in that area. Over to you, Taylor.
Thank you, Amber. So now back to some of the fun stuff about the NUN program outside of the classroom. So the whole purpose of my team, myself, and the 5 coordinators that you saw earlier is to support you guys. That's our whole job. And part of that looks like running and putting on programs for you. So when you get to site, you will be divided into family groups, and one coordinator will be your family group leader. This is going to be your go-to person for any questions, concerns, hopes, dreams, fears you may have for your time in Northern Ireland. So that will be your dedicated person, and your family group will consist of you and roughly 25 of your peers in the program. So some of the programs we offer include family dinners. So on the next slide, you will see that family dinners are an evening out with your family group. Once a month, you'll have the opportunity to connect and enjoy a meal at a local Belfast restaurant. And then we also offer community events. Community events are just smaller scale programming that you're welcome to attend. That can range anywhere from a trip to the Titanic Museum in the city. Maybe we can go to a Giants hockey game. A student at pre-departure orientation mentioned that they would like to see that happen. So as I'm talking through this, also start thinking of events that you might want to see on site, and we will do our best to make that happen for you. And the last component of programming that we offer is going to be traditions. Traditions are large scale programs that are offered across all NUN locations. And this is designed designed to really help you connect with your entire cohort in a larger scale, as well as students across other sites. So some tradition programming will include a celebration of the first day of school, Husky Day, which is a day to celebrate your Husky pride as a Husky, even though you're studying at a QUB and are also a QUB student. Husky Hunt, it's a scavenger across Belfast. That is always a fan favorite. And then Rachel alluded to this earlier, final banquet. We will have a celebration at the end of the semester to celebrate the community that we made, and to just really end the semester on a high note. So looking forward next, I'm going to pass it over to Amber.
What to expect next? You will be preparing for your journey. So please keep in mind that you're going to be spending the next couple of weeks packing, hopefully not too much. You do have to carry this yourself. If that's checking in your bag and then getting that from the bus over to your specific dorm. And then also just leave a little bit of room to like bring back any souvenirs or any fun sweaters that you find. Most important thing is to make sure that you have waterproof shoes or a waterproof jacket. It can get rainy and a little cold, but again, whatever you don't bring, you have the accessibility to buy in Belfast, which is also, nice reason to go shopping. And then some folks have registered already through flying over through the group flight. If you are a US citizen, please register on step.state.gov. It's a smart traveler enrollment program. This will allow the State Department just to know that you are in this country, and if there's any sort of updates from the US Embassy from the UK. And then check your email about your specific flight. Our staff will be monitoring delays. And then if there are any specific delays on your end, if that's from your original flight, please contact that Advantage Travel point of contact that you received that email from. And then you will be picked up by us and the coordinators and the lovely QUB staff. So look out for us. We will be loud and proud in the northeastern colors. And if you already have your own swag, please do wear it. It makes it a little easier to identify you, but you'll find us, don't worry. And then if you are an independent traveler, again, if you are a US citizen, please take that time to enroll in STEP. If you have any other sort of nationality, please work and identify if you have a similar program within your own country. And then just spend some time understanding what sort of ground transportation you might need to attend to. If you're flying into Dublin and you need to make sure you have a train ticket, you might need to work through booking some of that. And then if you are delayed, please do let us know. We'll keep an eye out. If you arrive into the Belfast airport on the 6th between, I believe it was 3 and 6 p.m., you would be able to join us on the bus. If it's outside of that window, then you might need to arrange by yourself. But please contact us if it's within that window or not that window. And then traveling with prescriptions, make sure you have the original bottle and the prescription. Pack it in your carry-on if that's your backpack or your roller. Make sure that you have a semester-long supply. Work with your doctors and with your parents to make sure that you have enough to get through from September to mid-December. Shipping medication is not recommended, but again, work with your doctors on what you might need to do. And then what I was touching on was the Crisis 24 Horizon app. You can use that also as an app. If you have any specific questions, you can email mytravelplans@northeastern.edu. And then if you have already made friends, or if you have a family friend, just, let someone know about your medical history, / whatever you need to do to make yourself comfortable. And then a mobile phone while abroad. You are required to have a working phone in case of emergencies. That includes texting, calling, and data. Please work with your parents on what that looks like, if that's an international plan or a local SIM card. On most iPhones, you can actually have a virtual SIM card. So again, just work with your specific carrier on that. And then site staff, including myself, Taylor, and the coordinators, we will also have in-country phone numbers. And we will be collecting your phone numbers. And then please work with your parents to call home and create a contact plan. For myself, when I was studying abroad, I would call on Sunday mornings. But whatever works for you all, your parents are going to be worried about you. Tell them all the fun things that's going on in your life. They just also want to be along in the journey with you all. And then banking and budgeting, the local currency is pounds. So please notify your bank and credit cards that you will be traveling so that it's not blocked. Be aware of international transaction fees. Whatever, if you're using a credit card or a debit card, there could be additional fees on that. And then work with your parents and family on what that specific budget would look like. That includes your living costs and or any travel plans. And then over to you, Taylor.
Thank you, Amber. So students, while you're all on site, you will be required to follow policies and procedures of the host institution, so QUB, Northeastern, as well as local laws, and some additional kind of policies include university housing policies at QUB, the Northeastern Code of Conduct, and then the NUIN Supplemental Code of Conduct. We will have time on site to go over this during orientation and kind of to tease out some of the nuances here, but just know that we are guests in this country and we need to treat it as such. So students, looking at you here, your next steps before we arrive to site. If you haven't already, I would start thinking about packing. And as Amber mentioned, please pack smart. We're going to be on site for about 4 months. You'll probably accumulate a lot of things. So I recommend packing a little lighter on the way there. That way you have plenty of room on the way back for all of your purchases. As Amber said, make sure you have all the medications you need for the semester, as getting medications in country can be a little challenging, especially depending on what medication you're looking to obtain. Be in contact with your academic advisors throughout this period to make sure that you are on track and that once you arrive on site, everything will be really seamless and just you can dive right in. We recommend learning some easy recipes. For some of you, this might be the first time you are living on your own or maybe cooking your own meals. So bring along some family recipes. This might sound silly, but learn how to boil water. Students in the past have actually asked us how to boil water. So kind of the basics. You will be providing food for yourself, so start thinking about that as well. Please keep an eye on your inbox for any important updates from the NUIN program. And then, as Alana mentioned at the beginning of this webinar, please go to Canvas after this and attest that you attended today's webinar. Parents, for you, if you haven't already, start the conversation with your students about expectation setting. How often will you be in communication? What does your student's budget look like? Things of those natures, just so that you're all on the same page and can have the best experience possible. Check in with your student to make sure they are staying up to date on their emails and deadlines that they are receiving from us. And we also recommend to wait until students receive their class schedule to plan your visit. Starting to wrap up here, January may seem like a far time away, but it'll happen quicker than we know it. And we just want to start talking about that now to ease any concerns that you might have and just to paint a picture for you of what it will look like. So this semester, when we're on site, you will receive a housing application from Boston. All students are guaranteed housing at the Northeastern campus in Boston when you return. And you'll also receive communication from your advisors and be prompted to register for spring courses. Once you arrive to site in Boston in January, you're going to go through another orientation that will orient you to the Boston campus and to Boston resources, Boston specific resources that you may not have covered or may not have access while on site in Belfast. NUN is very involved, and it's a very salient part of the Northeastern identity. So students are really acclimated quite well once they get back onto Boston's campus. For any of our international students, please also be thinking about what visa you might need to study in the US come the winter term, or the spring term, I should say.
All right. Thank you everyone so much for sharing your knowledge. Ali and Rachel, thank you for providing that great QUB perspective. Taylor and Amber, thank you so much. Everyone will be in great hands in the fall with you on campus. Just a quick couple of wrap-up pieces. I've been following along in our Q&A. Thank you for asking all of your questions throughout, and we've gotten a lot of questions around both travel logistics and some international travel questions flying into cities other than London. Just as a reminder, if you have questions about your travel plans, if you're an independent traveler, reach out to the Queen's team. And Ali, do you mind sharing that email address for the international support team?
It's iss@qub.ac.uk. They're the experts, but I've been answering some questions on the Q&A just now, just to kind of reiterate, if you're flying into the Republic of Ireland, you will need to provide some sort of evidence that you have passed over the border. Whilst it's not a physical border, you are crossing the border into Northern Ireland. So we need proof of crossing over the border via a bus ticket or a train ticket. We will need you to present that when you meet our immigration team here at Queen's on the Friday of your welcome week. So that's probably the main message. There's no real issue. You just need to provide an extra layer of evidence that you've crossed over the border. So please keep that in mind.
Thank you so much. And if you have specific questions, do reach out. And if you didn't get that email down, remember this webinar is recorded, so come back and watch it again. Or you can always reach out to us at nun@northeastern.edu and we can direct you to the right people. We also got a lot of questions around logistics, group flights, travel times, meetup times, check-in times. You will be receiving a Know Before You Go guide email, which will provide all of those details. If you want to find out in the meantime, again, feel free to reach out to us on the NUN team. Otherwise, you can expect to get that email soon. The last thing I wanted to mention is you do have to attest that you watched this in Canvas. That page is not up yet, but as soon as we've uploaded this webinar to YouTube and publish it in the course, you will see those pages. So just check back over the next couple of days. All right, thank you all so much. Have a great rest of your afternoon. We're glad that you were able to join us today, and we're excited to see you in Belfast soon. Thanks. Bye, everyone.